Let us take one hypothetical example. Let's suppose a year ago your electricity bill was rupees 1000 per month on average, and today for the same amount of electricity you need to pay rupees 10,000 per month on average. What will be your reaction? You'll be completely panicked, right? Your salary has not increased by 10 times. It's just electricity bill which has increased by 10 times. Many people might not even able to afford this much expensive electricity. Businesses will actually suffer because certainly their electricity bill will go up, as a result of which businesses might increase the end user product cost. At the end, it will be inflation in the country. People might go for the protest in the country. There might be blackouts in the country, and it will be a completely disaster for the country, right? This is the same thing which is happening in Europe, where the cost of energy has gone up by 10 times, and this is how much severe the energy crisis of Europe is, and this is how much severe the geopolitical impact can be on your life. Hi guys, welcome you all. My name is Mayuresh and welcome to Mayuk Ka Gyan. In this particular video, we are going to discuss about the energy crisis of Europe. We'll touch upon what this energy crisis is all about, what will be its impact on European people and the European industries, and the last and the most important point, what will be its impact on the people of India and the economy of India. So let's get started. First thing first, let us understand what this particular crisis is all about. So to understand this energy crisis, we need to go to 24th Feb 2022, when Russia invaded Ukraine. After the Russia invasion of Ukraine, lot of sanctions were put on Russia by the Western countries. At the same time, many of the geopolitical experts said that Russia will easily take Ukraine and this particular war will end very soon. Today as well, this particular war do not seem to over very fast. And the reason is billions of dollars of military support given to the Ukraine by the Western countries, as a result of which Ukraine has shown a terrific resistance to Russia. And because of this particular thing, this war has lasted for a good amount of time. So in short, it is easy to say that this particular war is not between Russia and Ukraine just. This particular war is between Russia and Western countries, and to be more precise, this is a proxy war between Russia and Western countries. And this European energy crisis is nothing but the second phase of this particular war. What this European energy crisis is all about and how it is related to Russia. So if you just look at European continent, they depend on natural gas. Majority of their electricity, majority of their factories production depends on natural gas. And 45% of the natural gas comes from just one country, that is Russia. So in short, they are dependent on the Russian natural gas. And straight after the war, Russia reduced the amount of transport of gas to 20%. मतलब सिर्फ 20% gas transport हो रहा था as compared to last year. And today, no gas is transported from Russia to Western countries. In short, 45% gas source is completely cut, just because of the geopolitical reasons, and as a result of which the cost of natural gas in Europe has gone up. Now the thing is, it's okay till now, but now the major part of the game comes into play, that is winter. And during winter, 70% of the electricity is just used to heat the house, and because of which the demand of the electricity goes up. So it is anticipated that when the winters will come, the cost of electricity will go up, the cost of natural gas will go up, and this will have a severe repercussions. Now many of the people might argue with me that 93% of the storage are completely full. मतलब like इंडिया में जब पानी जाता है तो हम क्या करते हैं, हम पानी स्टोर करके रखते हैं बैरल में. In the same way, these European countries have stored the gas and 93% of the storage are full. So many people are saying that 93% storage are full and natural gas prices are going down, so it might not be that severe. But the thing is, it will take only 3 months or 90 days to get this natural gas limit to marginally low level. So definitely they will not have the natural gas for most of the part of the winter, or even if they get out of this particular winter, then there will be summers. At the same time, then there will be another winter, because we are talking about 45% of the energy source, or 45% of natural gas completely cut. So now in this whole situation, one European country actually which is safe is France. France, 2/3 of the energy comes from just one source, and that is nuclear reactors. And only 17% of their natural gas comes from Russia. Rest of their natural gas come from Norway and other countries. Majority of their natural gas come from Norway. So in this case, France is a bit safe, but countries like Germany, Spain, Italy, or England for that matter, UK for that matter, are actually in a severe condition. What are the other options these countries has? The options are, first of all, they can either go to Russia. They can say, you know what, Russia, let us take the gas. We are ready to take the gas under the Russian agreements, and these agreements might be to take out the sanctions, to take the Russian gas in ruble, and tons of other agreements Russia might have. Or if they do not take the natural gas from Russia, then they will have the severity till 2025. In short, the situation will not get stable till 2025. Third alternative is liquefied natural gas. Now, 3 countries which export the majority of the liquefied natural gas in the world are USA, Qatar and Australia. Straight after Russia actually have cut this particular natural gas supply and reduce the natural gas supply, European countries are actually purchasing LNG from America. But wait, let me tell you what LNG is. So LNG is basically a natural gas converted to the liquefied form. So it's called liquefied natural gas. And why it is converted to liquefied form? Because it is easy to actually store it into the container and actually transport it via cargo, via ships and via big ships container. You can transport it. So the transportation is much easy as compared to natural gas. All these European countries are taking the liquefied natural gas from America. Now here is also some problems. The first problem is, as these European countries are taking the liquefied natural gas to compensate their demand, the liquefied natural gas price has also gone up in the international market. And with winter, this particular liquefied natural gas price can go even more up. So the European countries are ready to pay high cost. They are taking the liquefied natural gas. But the problem is that much amount of liquefied natural gas is not available into the market that can compensate the demand of Europe. In short, things will not get stable till 2025 unless they take the Russian gas under the Russian agreements. Now, if they do so, if they take the Russian gas under the Russian agreements, then Big Daddy USA will not like it, because certainly these countries are kind of like a puppets to USA, and don't mind calling me this thing, but if you just look at it, these countries are part of NATO. If you just look at European Union, the major economy of European Union is Germany. Majority of the countries follow the Germany. Whatever the economic policy, whatever the foreign policy Germany has, these other countries follow. So it's kind of like they are allies, and if they take the natural gas from Russia again, then it will be like betraying your ally. So that is something which do not look possible. But if that do not happen, what will be its repercussions? Now, first of all, let us understand what will be its impact on people. First of all, people will panic. People will not have that much amount of money to pay for the electricity. So either people will use the heaters less frequently, will not spend on other luxuries, which will lead to recession in Europe. Those people who might not able to afford, they will go through life crisis. People will actually panic. People will protest. It's already in Germany, many of the protest has taken place. Now with protest, government will actually get panic and government के ऊपर actually pressure आ जाएगा. And if the government get the pressure, government will left with two choices: either to get the Russian gas in their country under the Russian agreements and betray the Big Daddy USA, or the second thing is जैसा चल रहा है वैसा चलने दो, कुछ मत करो. That's it. Don't do anything. Let the people protest. Let the people suffer. Now the next thing is that what will be impact on businesses. So let us understand the impact on every industry. First of all, let us understand the impact on automobile industry. Now, automobile industry is one of the important industry in Europe. It contributes 7% to the GDP of EU. At the same time, it actually constitutes 6.7% of the job in EU. Now, under the worst condition, 40% cut can be take place in the automobile production in Europe, which equivalent to 1 million cars less produced in just one quarter. It means 10 lakh cars less produced in just one quarter, which will lead to loss for the businesses, at the same time layoff for the people, which might eventually lead to more unemployment in Europe. The second industry is steel industry, and Europe's largest steel maker has actually said that they are expecting 17% less production as compared to last year in this quarter. One of the steel maker in Italy has said that the cost has actually gone up by 10 times, which is not affordable for them, and they are thinking of actually shifting their steel production from Europe to Asian countries where the cost of energy is low. Now the third industry is textile industry. Now before Russia-Ukraine conflict, energy cost used to be 5% of the total production cost, and today energy cost is 25% of the total production cost. As a result of which, textile companies might actually think to shift their production capacities to some other countries like India for that matter, or for USA for that matter, or they can think of Bangladesh for that matter. Fourth industry is the chemical industry. Now you need to understand one thing, that Europe used to actually dominate the chemical industry before India and China actually started getting the market share. Now why China and India got the market share? It was because of the cheap labor, because of the less energy cost, because of the less production cost. And right now, in the production cost in chemical segment has also gone up. And I'm going to take the example of BASF, which is not just Germany's largest chemical company, not just Europe's largest chemical company, but world's largest chemical company. And chemicals are used everywhere, from your toothpaste to your detergent to your food to the toys to the pharmaceuticals, medicine and all. Everywhere chemical is used, and this BASF company makes variety of chemical. And recently two things has happened with this company. This company has paid extra $2.2 billion because of the high energy prices. The second thing is, this company recently has incurred a loss of $130 million as compared to 100 million profit in the second quarter. As a result of which, BASF is considering 10% cost cutting by the year 2024, which will lead to more people losing the job. At the same time, BASF is considering their expansion plan not in Europe but in China and USA, where the cost of energy is low. You might be surprised, but the cost of natural gas is 6 times low in USA as compared to in Europe. Now the next and the final sector is the fertilizer sector. Fertilizer is very much important sector for Europe because they have 20% market share in the total world's fertilizer sector, and fertilizer require natural gas for the production. And as the natural gas price is going up, the cost of fertilizer is also going up. Fertilizer cost has gone up by 60% in Europe, and it is anticipated that it can go even further up in the coming times. In short, Europe is not looking a good place to do the business. Now what will be its impact on India? First of all, cost of crude oil will go up in the international market, which will be not good for India as well. India is already struggling because of the high crude oil prices. Cost of LNG is going up in the international market. That's not a good thing for India as well. India also require LNG. Actually, you require LNG to actually refine the crude oil to get the petroleum products. So LNG is very much important for refining. Now if the LNG price is going up, then it is anticipated that cost of petrol can go up in country. That is one thing which will again have an impact on other companies, because agar cost of petrol goes up, then it impact the businesses as well. Then cost of food goes up in the country, inflation increases. So these things can happen if the cost of LNG goes up in the international market. The third thing is cost of LPG. So you require LNG, liquefied natural gas, to get the cooking gas as well. Now if the cost of LNG goes up, then it is anticipated cost of cooking gas can also go up. Now recently only government gave 22,000 crore to the LPG producing company to actually sell the cylinders or sell the cooking gas at a lower cost as compared to the production cost, because these are the government companies. Government is actually paying the money from its pocket so that the cost of cylinders do not go up. But in some or the other time, government will be left with no choice but to increase the cost of LPG, to increase the cost of cylinder, which will again have the impact on businesses, impact on the pockets of Indians. Now these are some of the negative impacts. Now what are the positive impacts of this whole scenario? The first and the foremost positive impact is on the chemical sector of India. As I told you that BASF is struggling right now with margins. BASF is actually going to cut down the production, and many of the other chemical companies in Europe might cut down the production. At the same time, Europe has a 20% market share in the fertilizer segment. Indian chemical companies can take the advantage of the same by actually capturing the market share in different chemical segment, capturing the market share in the fertilizer segment and other chemical segment. Now there is a whole article about which chemical companies in India will actually get the benefit because of this European energy crisis. So you can read that article. Now what are the opportunity for you as an investor? So let me tell you, countries like USA, Qatar and Australia are going to get tremendous amount of benefit. The companies in these countries which actually produce LNG are going to get tremendous amount of benefit from this whole situation, because they can sell the LNG at a higher cost now in the international market, because the demand of LNG is high and it is going to go up and up. The demand of LNG is not going to go down, it is going to go up, because many of the countries are now thinking of shifting from coal to actually LNG. Even India is actually considering LNG. India also require LNG for the climate reasons. So as a result of which, the demand of the LNG in the future is going to go up. Now I know that there is no application to invest in Qatar and Australia, and if there is any application, please let me know in the comment section. But I know that there is one application to invest in USA, that is InMoney. With the help of InMoney, you can invest in the energy companies of USA. So there is one company whose name is Senior Energy, which is USA largest LNG exporter. And right now this company stock is doing pretty well. If you just look at it, in the last 6 months this company stock has gone up by almost 28%. While the stock market of USA has been struggling in the last 6 months, this company stock has actually given 28% return. So you can actually invest in this kind of companies. In this way, from the understanding of the geopolitics, you can actually take the advantage as an investor. This was it from this particular video. If you really like the video, please like it, subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe the channel, like the video, it certainly let the algorithm know that this particular video was valuable to you and it can add value to other people's lives as well. And share with your friends, that is very much important. Thank you very much for watching this particular video. Meet you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.